How's it going, everybody? It's been a tough couple of weeks for the Yankees. They're still in first place, but they are falling fast, and losing 4 series in a row does not help. So I wanted to kind of put this into historical context.
Oh, the humanity.
Hey, Derek, Nick from South Carolina. Hope I didn't miss voicemails. We got shellacked pretty good last night. The pitching is dropping off. Heel is starting to become human again, and this is his second outing where I don't think he was horrible. He's kind of like a number 4 or 5 starter, but he's not pitching as the ace that he was pitching like before.
Good news, you did not miss voicemails. There were a lot of comments last night about the StatCast metrics on Luis Heel. I don't generally follow the StatCast stuff that closely where I notice a guy's spin rate that much. I kind of rely on others to kind of give me the summary on that and the fine details. I just don't have the time to dig into it as far as I would have when I was younger. But Luis Heel, his spin rate dropped last night. His arm angle was slightly different. These are all signs of fatigue. Last night we had a stupid brain-dead comment that said, well, maybe he's just not good. You don't start off a season 9-1 with a 2.03 ERA without being good. What's happening is that he's thrown more innings than he has in the last 5 years. This is why there was all that talk early in the season about at some point we're going to need to put him in the bullpen. At some point he's going to need a break. Well, guess what? That time is now. They have an opportunity to skip his next start, which is next Monday. If I were the Yankees, I would put him on the IL right now with arm fatigue and give him 2 to 3 weeks. I know that you don't have anybody ready to step in, but he needs a break. It's pretty obvious. You can't have him going out there and risk hurting himself because his mechanics are a little bit off. If the Yankees continue to run him out there, it's irresponsible. They need to give him a break.
Hey, Derek, this is Logan from Richmond. Wanted to get your thoughts on Cashman after our latest sort of disastrous run here. Personally, I think he should have been fired the minute he concluded that petulant rant to a bunch of reporters after the 2023 season. I mean, it was just a terrible look and not indicative of leadership and just not who you want in charge of an enterprise. And as I just go over the rogues gallery of awful players that he's either brought in or retained for far too long, Hicks, Donaldson, Rizzo now, DJ, Glaber, I mean, just old, slow, aging core and contrasted with, exciting teams like the Orioles and then the Braves. It's just, is this really the best team we can buy for $300 million?
Here's the issue with those other teams that you've mentioned. They've either tanked or they've had losing seasons where they've had opportunities to get really good draft picks. The Yankees have not done that. They've stayed relevant. So to that, I give credit to Brian Cashman. But you're right. There's a lot of guys who are signed to long contracts. Like DJ LeMahieu and his agent wanted 4 years. The Yankees countered with 6 years because they wanted to stay under the luxury tax. And now you got 2 extra years of a really bad DJ LeMahieu. The Stanton contract. Anybody could have told you within baseball that contract was not going to age well. He played the early part of his career on turf. You knew the legs were going to go. And the Yankees went out and got him anyway. Now you're stuck with him for another few years, and he gets injured every year. Now, he was having a good season, but he's unreliable. There's a lot of that type of stuff over the years. They had to pay for Aaron Hicks to go away. Josh Donaldson, same thing. There's just a lot of questionable moves. Now, he has done better in the draft in recent years, given the Yankees' positioning. They got Aaron Judge later on in the draft. Later on in the first round, rather. They got Anthony Volpe later on in the first round. They're not picking top 10, but they're still developing, the occasional really, really good player out of their draft picks. So there is a positive there. But at large, the team should be doing better given the money that they spend. I agree with you.
I'm really upset at what transpired these last 2 games. I'm very frustrated. I'm trying to restrain myself from screaming and yelling and cursing. But you know what? We're going through a bad streak here, like all great teams do. And Brian Cashman has time to make changes. That's the key. He has time. Will he make the necessary changes and not go shopping in the bargain bin like he always does?
Well, J.D. Davis was his first move, and that was kind of a bargain bin move. Does not bode well for his approach at the deadline this year. I'm not sure who they're going to go out and get, but they need some reinforcements both on offense and in the pitching staff. Really, I could see the Yankees getting a third baseman, a second baseman. I don't know if they're going to get a first baseman, but I could see it. I think they're going to go with Ben Rice. The fan base seems to like Ben Rice. I like Ben Rice. I know the Yankees believe he can hit. He rocketed through the minor leagues, but I don't know how much leeway they're going to cut to Gleyber Torres. He's in a contract year. He looks awful. The defense has been so bad. You can't have the defense beat you in the playoffs. Third base, we have not gotten much production at all. DJ to me looks ancient, just ancient. I don't know who's out there. I don't know who, McMahon maybe from Colorado, but the Rockies don't seem inclined to trade him. Maybe you go out and you get a prospect. Maybe there's a baseball trade where the Yankees can trade a top prospect for a top prospect. That's something to consider. But I'll be interested to see what happens. Brian Cashman's reputation and legacy are on the line here because you got 1 year of Soto guaranteed, and you got to build around him. And it can't just be Aaron Judge and Anthony Volpe. You got to have guys 4 through 9 who can hit.
Hey, Derek. It's Gabriel from New Jersey. I called last time around Mother's Day in a better mood, but, I guess we can give Luis Gil a break. He's been so good this whole time. We knew he's going to have some rough starts coming up. But the shit show we put on against the Mets of all teams, or the Grimace-led Mets, come on. Now we got Toronto coming up next. Baltimore's gaining some ground. Injuries are coming back into play. This feels like 2022 all over again.
Yeah, the Yankees have had some real problems as they've faced the teams that you really have to beat. The Orioles, the Red Sox, the Mets, and now the Blue Jays are a last-place team that you would think the Yankees would beat up on them, but I wouldn't be so sure. I do expect Aaron Judge to continue to hit, and he hits really well in Toronto. I think getting out of the heat could be nice, could be kind of a respite, playing in that dome, but let's be honest, this team is in shambles right now, and it's very, very difficult as a fan to sit here day in, day out and watch them fall behind, 4, 5, 6, 7, nothing early in the game and then sit through the game. It's been extremely difficult to watch.
Yeah, Derek, old Eddie here in Florida. I've been watching the Yankees since 1960. And a lot of years, especially early 60s, very exciting, entertaining. There were years, though, where they were unwatchable. I think they were like 69. A few other times, they were really bad. This team is no longer exciting or entertaining. There's no entertainment value, so I'll check them out from time to time. I'm watching every game, but I don't think, Anyway, I'm glad football season is around the corner.
If you can't watch, if you're not entertained, turn it off. Turn it off. There's a lot of games left in the season. If you need a mental health break, feel free to take one. Football already right around the corner. I feel like the football season just ended. I'm not going to lie.
I don't understand how this team can go and play the way that they're playing after the way they started, and there is no accountability whatsoever. Why is Aaron Boone not being held accountable? Why is Gilbert Torres not being held accountable?
I'm going to push back a little bit on the no accountability thing. Gleyber Torres just got benched. They just benched him. Not just for last night, but Aaron Boone said it's going to be a couple of days. And as for Aaron Boone, a lot of people have suggested firing Aaron Boone. The Yankees are not going to fire the manager of a first-place team in June. They're just not going to do it. Not when you've had all these injuries. Look, if you had Stanton healthy, if you had Dominguez healthy, if you had healthy pitching, look, this team would be a lot better than they are right now. But the bullpen has fallen apart with injuries. Stanton, of course, went down. That's more on Cashman than it is on Boone. And, Dominguez was our backup plan. He's hurt. Pereira was the backup plan to the backup plan. He's hurt. Look, there is, I think, accountability. I just don't think it comes to the level of firing the manager of a first-place team during the middle of the season. I don't think that's realistic.
Hey, Derek, thoughts on Chaz Chisholm Marlins? He's an outfielder, infielder, and he's going to be part of the Miami fire sale.
I've seen a lot of people bring up Jazz Chisholm's name. He is 26 years old. You're right, he plays a little bit of infield, a little bit of outfield. He's mostly a center fielder these days because he was not a good second baseman. He's hitting .264, 10 home runs, 37 ribbies. He's got 14 stolen bases, 111 OPS. He's better than Gleyber Torres offensively for sure. He's a left-handed hitter, so that helps. Got speed. He's got a lot of energy that he brings. I think fans would like him, but I'm not sure he's the answer defensively at second base. But right now we need a bat, so I am not opposed to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back after the game tonight. Yankees take on the Blue Jays north of the border. Let's hope they bring the bats through customs. I'll see you next time.